Like we mentioned in our previous videos, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there were all these rumors about how vaccines affected fertility, and people told women to avoid them during their periods. This example created fear and confusion about gender and identity. None of it was true, but of course, it went viral. Every day, we scroll past messages, memes, headlines. Some shock us, some confirm what we already suspect, and others quietly shape what we believe about gender, health, and morality. But what happens when all this content is false? And specifically when it targets people based on their gender?
We have realized that when women kind of face this kind of misinformation or disinformation, especially that impacts them economically or socially, they lose access to digital completely, because then the men of the family will not give them a phone anymore, especially if they lose money, right? Or if they lose their reputation, and now a lot of people use their images to create deepfake videos, incriminating videos, and they don't again understand how to tell if it's real or not. And it really affects their civic duty as well, because then you are not connected to social services, you're not connected to education, you're not connected to banking services. So whatever freedom or independence that you have is also taken away.
How do we identify gender-based misinformation? Fake news about gendered stereotypes builds on patriarchy and fear. Gender-based misinformation includes false or misleading content that plays on gender norms, sexuality, reproductive health, to cause fear, shame, or social stigma. Women and gender-diverse individuals also face widespread disinformation around healthcare and other themes. What is the motivation behind such gender-based misinformation? Gender-based misinformation is often rooted in power structures. It reinforces what is typically acceptable under a patriarchal system and punishes those who challenge this system. Sometimes it stems from moral policing, a way to control women's bodies or queer identities. How it spreads. Sometimes it spreads unintentionally, and sometimes it's part of an organized effort to manipulate public opinion. It can take many forms: health-related hoaxes, morality myths, character assassinations, or even AI-generated false visuals. Even platforms with large followings, influencers, unauthenticated pages, news media play a large role in amplifying this content. So what is the impact on the ground? In 2018, an Indian medical tourism site promoted hymenoplasty with the tagline, "Regain your virginity." This implies that a woman's worth is tied to her physical state. This kind of messaging may seem clinical, but it actually reinforces long-standing cultural myths that virginity is visible, measurable, and tied to honor. In 2013, 450 women in Madhya Pradesh were forced to undergo virginity tests during a government-run mass marriage scheme. In 2019 in Maharashtra, women from the Kanjar Bhat community faced social boycott after rejecting the custom of virginity testing on their wedding night. So what does all this do? According to a report by Down to Earth, in recent years, hymenoplasty rates have increased by 20 to 30% in India. Transgender communities in Telangana have faced violence after baseless rumors about their involvement in child kidnapping. So what can be done? In places like Kolhapur, some ASHA workers started using WhatsApp to fight back against false vaccine rumors. One of them made a group with more than 200 people. Whenever she saw a fake message, she would text with doctors and then share the correct information, sometimes as short videos or texts. The government also stepped in. In June 2021, the Health Ministry shared a myths versus facts sheet. It clearly said that there's no proof that the COVID-19 vaccine had any impact on fertility or on lactating women. In the social sector, organizations like Digital Empowerment Foundation, Data Leads, Point of View, and Adivasi Jan Jagruti work with communities to build awareness. They offer training on how to verify information, reverse check images, and assess the credibility of a source. For fake news and misinformation to go viral, it doesn't take much. But what can we do? In our development work, we should be including gender sensitivity, fake news and misinformation trainings as a non-negotiable. This is because It impacts people accessing healthcare, how they are seen in public, whether they speak up in public at all, and how they are treated in their communities.